We're out here, man. Earn your leisure. Welcome to Combos Court, man. How you guys feeling?
What's going on?
Thank you for having me, bro. Appreciate it.
Well, Rashad's been on the show a few times. Troy's new. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you guys are here in person, man.
Yeah, I checked out the episode. I
Oh,
seen
okay.
Earn Your Leisure, so I got to
I
check
think
it
we
out.
have two of them. I think we have two.
One.
You sure?
Yeah.
It was early on.
Yeah.
Why do I feel like it's two? All right. So for the listeners that haven't heard the first one, how to come together? Was it just you guys having how did Earn Your Leisure come together? Was it you guys having conversations and you wanted to put out to the world? Were you already mentoring the youth or others? Like, how did it all come together and where did it start?
Yeah, I think it's a little combination of both, actually.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm a financial advisor by trade. Troy's a teacher, so he invited me to come to his class one day to teach financial literacy, and that kind of just became an ongoing thing. In the summertime, he has a program that he runs, so we started in the classroom teaching financial literacy, and then on Instagram, I wanted to build my own personal brand on Instagram as like a financial advisor on Instagram, and I picked up momentum with that, and people just wanted to extend the dialogue. So we thought a podcast would be a good idea to provide the extended dialogue. So I asked him if he wanted to be my partner on the podcast. And so that's kind of like the backstory on it. And the rest has really been history.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how it happened. Like, it's total truth, man. It was just like, I had, obviously I work in education, so I know the things that are not being taught in school. And I kind of treated my summer program like the 6 weeks that they missed for 10 months. Right. And one of the key components was finance. And at the time, he had just started, like he had just finished school, and it was like, what's he going to do? And he started his career as a financial advisor. I was like, I got this thing you could do. I think it'd be great. And like, he always kills me about being a teacher. He's like, he hates going to school.
I hated it too.
Yeah. Well, usually a lot of athletes have that in common. So I was like, let's go step by step. I used to draw the lessons and be like, you just be the face of it, until he just became a natural, like, I want to do these lessons. And I was like, all right, just go with it. So he just became a regular as a part of the program.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you as an educator, man, I feel like, is it fair to say a lot of especially history that we learned growing up, was it bogus? Like, was a lot of it bogus? And how are they teaching it today? Has it changed?
History in the sense of like the subject, like social studies type thing? Or
yeah, like, Christopher Columbus, all that stuff. Like, we're learning a lot now, that it seems to be bogus, man. That's all I'm saying.
It's crazy, man. Like I said, the biggest thing is that education doesn't stop inside the classroom. Right? It's important that we teach our kids and teach any youth that we come in contact with outside the classroom, because a lot of stuff is not applicable in the real world, right? Like I always say, like, if you would have taught me about taxes rather than the quadratic equation, I'd probably be better off.
Right.
But we had a guest who said that things aren't taught intentionally, right? Because we got to keep people at a certain level so that everybody, people could be above them. So that's why I thought the 6-week program was important, to make sure that we tackle all the topics, like how to write a resume, how to interview, financial literacy, balancing big checks, opening bank accounts, all those things that are not being taught in school. I'm like, if we give this information to kids at 13, 14, imagine what it'll be at 20. Right, because a lot of us didn't learn it until we were adults, and it was like, damn.
I'm still learning it.
Exactly.
From you guys
Right. Exactly. A lot of people say that, right?
Yeah,
so it's like, damn. What if we gave it to a 10-year-old? Imagine what their future is. So
are we doing a better job of that now, like just across the country, or?
Yeah, I think financial literacy is in season right now. So you hear even in the music, hip hop, stuff like that. It's cool to invest in real estate, stuff like that. So I think that people are becoming more aware of it, and I definitely think that, the internet, podcasts, things of that nature have provided a platform for people like even ourselves to get our message out there. So, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
It's taking us here.
For sure. You're at Combos Court now. You guys are good.
Am I good? I can't.
You don't hear me?
Nah, not anymore. Nah.
We good? We recording?
I'm good? All right.
All right,
cool.
yeah.
All right, cool.
So look, we're gonna take it to social media. I listened to the social networking episode a couple of days ago. That was a good one, man.
Right.
That was a good one.
Appreciate that.
So for my listeners, Rashad, I know you're the social media guy to the duo, but feel free to chime in, Troy.
Yeah, for sure.
When did that flip switch? When you started to realize what works for you, what works for Earn Your Leisure, and you could deep dive. Feel free to deep dive.
Yeah, for me, it was just a trial and error. Honestly, like I was on Instagram for years, but just as a regular person, like I wasn't taking it serious for business. And me, like I'm like a very like, once I'm in something, I'm in it completely. So
I'm like
once
that too.
I decided I wanted to be the social media, like I wanted to do social media, I reached out to a friend of mine who was real big on social media. She gave me some tips. And honestly, man, I just dove in. It was just trial and error. And I just spent like hours on Instagram, like figuring out what works and what posts to post and And then I just kind of caught a groove, and I realized what people like, the kind of content they like, how it's presented to them. And I used that same strategy for Earn Your Leisure's page, and we've been successful with both pages. So
You got 2 pages over 100K now.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
It's dope, and like that's what the thing is. Like I call it magic. Like he makes magic happen. So like,
And he works hard at it.
yeah, it's
Consistent,
like
yeah.
people don't understand. That's why the title is so fitting. Like everything is earned, like Earn Your Leisure. But I tried one time, like when we had started Earn Your Leisure, like even before that, like I would see articles and I'd be like, I'll send it to him, right? Like not for my page, but just to grow his, because I would figure like, you know what, that's my brother. Like he grows, we grow. And then when Earn Your Leisure started, we were like, I tried to like a few times. I was like getting these articles. I would write the caption. It'd take me like 2 hours. I gotta go to school. I'm like,
Right.
yo, so at that point, I was just like, you know what? I called him like, yo, bro, I'm just gonna send you every article I read. So like at that point, like I would wake up at 5:30 and just send him like 7, 8 articles to the point where I'm like, I know he's not reading them, but like just in case he's like doesn't have information, he knows he got backup information. So it makes his job a little bit easier.
That's dope. That's dope for sure. You know, I listened to another show with Mickey Fax. That was good too.
Oh, shout out to Mickey.
Shout out to Mickey.
I heard
That's
the freestyle, man. That was great. 97% of small businesses fail. Like, why do you guys feel that is? Like, what's the reasoning, and what are the steps that somebody could take not to fail?
I think education is a big part of it. A lot of times, especially with small businesses, it's like, you know, you are passionate about what you're doing. Like if you are a baker, you know how to bake and you're passionate about that, but you don't necessarily know how to run a business. There's a lot more to go into a business besides just doing what you're doing. So as far as marketing and understanding overhead costs, and you have employees and like how much, you know, your food should cost, things of that nature. Like there's so much to running a business that has nothing to do with the passion of what you're actually doing. And I think that that's one reason for sure. And business is just hard. I think a lot of times, you know, it's really hit or miss, honestly. I mean, I think we've done a good job of Earn Your Leisure as far as the work that we put in, but we're fortunate too. We hit it at a right time, and it was just a good combination of content and timing. Sometimes you have the best content in the world, and it's just bad timing.
Yeah.
So some things are out of your control.
There was a
But,
need for what you guys.
There was a need.
There's definitely a need. Like
yeah.
that was one of the things too. Was like people would hear about the program and be like, "Yo, why don't we have that here?" And like same thing with the content. Is like, we need that. We don't hear it. I think another reason why businesses don't succeed is that we don't have the information because we're not exposed to it. You know what I mean? Like we know what it is to be a teacher. Like I have to do this, because you've seen teachers your whole life. We've seen police. You know what I'm saying? We've seen these professions. A lot of the guests that come on, like a lot of times we're like, wait, what does that exactly mean to do that? So like we get to dive into those professions, and at the same time we learn, the audience learns because we're exposing them and we're getting exposed ourselves. So like those questions, like people run up, like I know they like, yo, Shotty, you be asking them in-depth questions, bro. I'm like, yeah, because we really don't know. Like,
Right.
We're trying to learn right now. It's just that it's happening live and we're taping it, so it's dope.
Yeah, especially for small businesses, not to cut you off, but if you think about it, there's no education. Like you just starting a business and you just winging it as you go for the most part. Like you don't really know what you're doing, and you make so many mistakes because there's no roadmap to follow. Like, okay, this is what you do, this is what you don't do. A lot of times there's no mentorship. You're just starting it, and you just kind of figuring it out. So
think about this like a podcast. Like we had no idea.
Yeah.
Like what it took to do a podcast. We knew like we just wanted to record one, but we just learned everything as we go. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy.
There's so many ways to podcast too. It's crazy. Like you know, the bigger places like the Breakfast Club, they could just strip their audio, make a podcast. You could be on the phone, make a podcast. You go to the studio. That's the great thing about podcasting, for sure.
We do it. I always say the studio travels.
Yeah, for sure. You could do it anywhere, for sure. All right. I have a lease coming up on my car, man, so I don't know what to do. Like, for what's the best situation to buy? What's the best situation to lease? Like, what are you guys' thoughts on that?
I mean, me personally, I feel like it just depends on the situation. No shoe fits all feet.
Right.
For me personally, I like to lease because I'm a business owner. So when I found out the advantages that you get for leasing a car, as far as the write-offs, things of that nature, it made sense for me. And I like new cars every few years.
That's the dope part.
I don't want to deal with maintenance, anything like that. Yeah. And I don't drive a lot. I drive less than 12,000 miles a year. So I like checked all the parameters. But I always tell, like, if you drive a lot, if you don't care about getting a new car every few years, if you don't have a business, then it may make sense to actually buy a car or buy a used car. So, yeah, we did an episode about that, actually. And that was actually a really controversial topic. I never knew how
People were passionate
people,
about that.
Yeah,
The debate?
Yeah,
The debate was
passionate.
on?
It was passionate. It was
Yeah,
crazy.
either like it's just either like your team lease or your team buy. Like if you like, no, you should never lease a car. It's the stupidest thing ever. Or you should
Right.
buy a car. Like so, me personally, I feel like there's really no black or white in life. It's always gray for the most part, and it just depends on your situation. But our thing is just to educate people and just to provide them information, and then from there, it's like they can make their own decisions. Like we don't want to like force anything down somebody's throat. Like this is what you should do. So
Yeah. I mean, we talking from experience too. Like we've done both. You know what I'm saying? Like we finance cars and we've leased cars, and our just personal preferences right now to lease. Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Troy. So I asked Rashad this on the last pod. I don't know if you listened to the entire thing, but what do you feel the correlation is between money and happiness? And Rashad, you could, feel free to chime in. Obviously,
The correlation. I mean, a lot of people think that the money makes you happy, right? But we've seen a lot of times and a lot of occasions where like people have the money and still not content
Yeah, right.
because they're always chasing it.
Or they think that's what's going to make them happy.
They think that's the equivalent, and it's not, man. It's really, I mean, it's up to the person. You know what I'm saying? Like finding what you do, your purpose, really, I would think would equate to happiness. A lot of people chase that, never find it. So money comes and goes, man. It's a tool. You know what I mean? It's not the end all be all. It's a tool to help you acquire things in life and things that you can pass on, but it really doesn't translate to happiness overall.
Right, Rashad?
yeah, I think I'm the same. I think like if whoever you are, money's just gonna amplify that.
Got
So
you.
if you know what I'm saying, if you're already happy, you already got your life in order, then money's just gonna make you even better. It's in a better space. But if you're already a miserable person, money can hurt you too. Like I've seen that happen in real life where people money hurts you because now you have more access to things. Like if you're like, let's say you have addictions, right? Like money can actually just amplify that and give you more resources to just destroy yourself. So
Yeah.
you gotta be careful. Money's a tool. I look at it as a tool, and it could be used for good or it could be used for bad. Really, if you look at a hammer could be used to build something. A hammer could be used to break somebody's jaw. Like you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
money's the same way. And I feel like it's not the money that's good or bad. It's really what your intentions are and what you're planning on doing with it.
Right. To your point, I mean, we've been seeing rappers falling because they have the resources to
Yeah,
get whatever they
exactly.
want. We see Mac Miller, we see
Yeah.
Juice World, and it's
Yeah.
just
Exactly.
Crazy,
So
right?
it's unfortunate, but that just goes to show you that money, they're young, and you would think that they're on top of the world. They
Yeah.
got notoriety, they got fame, they got money, but they're not happy.
Yeah, a lot of times
So
the money like isolates you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because the people that you came up with don't have access to the same things you have, right? So you're at the top of this cliff, but everybody that you came up with it is trying to climb it. You know what I'm saying? So it puts you in an isolated situation where you're now having to give the money to help those people climb with you, or you know what I'm saying, lend it to them. So it could be used for bad and good.
right. Speaking of rappers, even though Jay is much more than a rapper,
Well, that's our guy.
yeah. So what do you feel about, I mean, he got a lot of backlash with the NFL deal, however you would say it, but how does that partnership benefit Jay? How does it benefit the NFL, and what do you guys make of it, and what do you guys make of the backlash?
I mean, I look at Jay like Jay's a businessman at the end of the day.
Right.
First and foremost.
Before anything, so Jay's never going to get into a situation where he's not going to benefit. First and foremost, and he's very strategic. I don't even think we know the full details of his deal, but I think it's me personally, I think it's a bigger play. I think he probably wants to be an owner at one point in time, so he understands that he has to establish relationships with other owners, with the league, and this was an opportunity that he used to kind of move himself in there. He's an opportunist. It's not a bad thing to be an opportunist.
Yeah.
He's an opportunist at the end
The
of the day.
opportunity his way into a billion, right?
Exactly. So
Play his cards right.
I feel like I don't really look at Jay as like he's a businessman. He's a businessman, and it's like you expect a businessman to be a businessman and make business moves. So yeah, that's how I look at it.
Yeah.
I wasn't surprised by it. I wasn't taken aback by it because I mean it's Jay we talking about.
Yeah. I mean, I think his track record allows him the space to give him the benefit of the doubt. I mean, whether it was from doing things from an artist standpoint that changed the game, from a financial standpoint that changed the game, and even now from a social reform standpoint with reform and the documentaries that he's done with Khalif Browder and Trayvon Martin documentary, he's been doing things for our community. So the way that the media and especially our community like attacked him, it was like, wait, this is the same guy who did all those things too. So it's just like wait and see, man. I trust that's our guy. So like it's like
He can do no wrong then, or what?
He can. He's our guy, but like he gets the benefit of the doubt as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
Let's see what happens.
I mean, my whole thing is I don't really. It's not that he can't do any wrong, but the Colin Kaepernick thing is an interesting situation.
Right.
You know, it's a sports podcast, but it's is also like a political conversation with the Colin Kaepernick thing. But I feel that he kind of made it hard for his supporters because we don't know.
Colin did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you're not saying anything. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Except that one time when he changed the field up and he.
It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
That was his first press conference. in
some
3
of the
years.
decisions
Right.
that's being made is kind of hard to interpretate. Like, you don't know, like, you can't protest something if you don't know, like, a direction that the protest is going in, right? So for Jay to just sit on the sideline forever and wait until he gets a job, I mean, like, I don't understand. I didn't understand what Eric Reed, I didn't understand his criticism either when he said that he called Jay like a traitor or something, but it's like, you're still playing for the NFL.
Right.
So, like, if you feel that strongly about it, why are you
Go do something else, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So-
You're being paid by the same league.
Exactly.
He
What
wants
you talking
that-
about?
He wants the check. That's why he's not going to leave.
Yeah, no,
probably.
they'll just say it's like, oh, it's for the love of the game. But I'm like, yo, this is bigger than NFL football. It's turned
Right.
into that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So, like, you're trying to still get into a league that you know that you just had a lawsuit against,
Yeah.
right? For trying to
sure.
banish you.
For sure. You know, speaking of Colin Kaepernick, when Stephen A. said that he doesn't want to play, like I was just taken back. Like, what? Like, first of all, I'm pretty sure he wants to play, but what were your guys' take? What was your guys' take on that?
That Colin doesn't want to play?
Yeah, that's what Stephen A. was saying. That's why he changed the venue. He wants to be a martyr. He doesn't want to be an athlete. I don't agree with that. I didn't see that. What did you guys see out of it?
Like I said, I mean, you never know because he's so quiet that it's hard.
Exactly. We
So
don't know.
it just leaves to really just guesses, really, honestly. And it's like, I don't know. I think that he does want to play because he's verbally said that he wants to play, and he looks like he's in shape to play. So he's obviously he's not fat, like he's been working out, he's been
Right.
training.
Definitely.
So I would say that he does want to play under his terms. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, how, you know, which it's understandable. But I wouldn't necessarily say he doesn't want to play, but I don't think that he wants to. He has to be careful too, because now it's like, if you go back in the league, how are you going to be looked at? So it has to be looked at like I went back in the league on my terms.
We don't know the agreement. That's
Yeah.
part-
Well,
Yeah, it was
that's
never-
another thing too. Like, you sign an agreement. It's a lot of just murky water around the whole situation. That I think his team, his legal team, and himself, they didn't really do themselves a tremendous favor by structuring the whole situation how it's been structured. It's kind of just difficult to just see
it was
like
weird.
what's going on. We
No.
don't know.
That whole situation was weird, right? Having that workout on a Saturday, doing it at an NFL arena, and then switch. It was all weird because it was like, that's traditionally not how workouts go. You know what I mean? Like, if you wanted to work out, why wouldn't you do it during the week when people have scouts that can be available?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
There was more scouts available at the first venue, I think.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
they all were supposed to be at.
But then
at
I heard
the-
that they couldn't tape that. That's
Yeah.
why he wanted it to be taped.
He wanted it on his own terms.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, I mean, like I said, I understand what he's trying to do, but it would help if he just had a press conference,
Yeah.
just verbally, or just did an interview. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, I think that would help.
He did it like a little one outside, like he was talking. I mean, he said something
after the
Oh,
workout.
after
Yeah,
the workout,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But I mean, like a real sit-down interview, have a conversation.
Come on, Combos Court, man.
Yeah,
Colin,
that's a
you out
fact.
there?
That's a fact. That'd be dope for sure. For sure.
All right, so just lost my train of thought. We're all good though. Let me see. Oh yeah, we were speaking about rappers, right? So we'll take it we'll get away from finance for a second. I know you guys are from Westchester County. Who's your Mount Rushmore? I can tell you mine from
Wait.
Westchester County.
From Westchester?
Just 914.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
I got the locks in DMX.
well,
Well,
yeah,
that's-
yeah.
so
That's
that's-
that's
that's
an easy
easy.
choice. That's an
That's
easy
really
choice. I think you gotta go Kiss, Styles, DMX, Heavy D
Yeah.
from Mount Vernon, and I would say.
Oh yeah, okay.
I would say
You took Secret?
Lord Jamar's from there?
Lord
Yeah,
Jamar.
no,
I would
yeah.
say I was gonna say
Grand
Grand
Puba.
Puba. Grand Puba.
Okay, both of them.
Yeah, I would say that.
Well, you just took you took Sheik out,
Well, you said Mount
so you
Rushmore.
got only have 4. Okay.
So you got
okay.
two of the locks?
Two of
two
the,
of the
of course,
locks,
definitely.
But
Sure.
Sheik was She got better. As he
It's it's very uncommon to have three rappers that are good in the same group. Like, that doesn't happen.
Shout out to the Locks. Man, I was never a big Sheik fan, to be honest with you, but
Sheik was my favorite.
he got better.
Yeah, I mean,
He got better with time.
I think gradually, like when I first heard them in like 94, 95, you'll see, and even the Benjamins, like he was good. He was on par, but those two we're talking about all time great.
yeah,
you know what I'm
Sheik-
saying? Like Styles and Kiss
yeah,
are just
Styles,
special.
Styles and Kiss. For
Special.
Sure. For sure.
You know,
Shout out to YO.
yeah, for sure. The old sound just isn't there anymore. But you just said that there's not a lot of like groups of three rappers that are good. You heard Griselda? They're doing all right.
I told them
and
about
they kind of got like they got the old sound, but it doesn't sound old. Like it doesn't sound. They know how to keep it current somehow. I don't know. They're doing big things.
Migos got 3 rappers.
That's true.
But that's different. And they from New York. So like I told him like, yo, you heard about these Griselda dudes? He was like, I'm like, these dudes from Buffalo. And when they signed with Rock Nation, I was like, all right, like these guys are they're
I gotta
very
check
serious.
them. I still haven't really
West Side
tuned in.
Gun and
I haven't tuned in on it yet, but I'm gonna check it
Benny
out.
the Butcher.
Benny
I
the
like his
Butcher.
music.
Yeah,
He got this song called 97 Hove. I love that song. I love that stuff.
he's got that Styles P type flow.
For sure.
Yeah.
You know the thing about Styles, he works. He's still putting out so many albums.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
he's
put out
crazy.
like 4 last year.
He worked for a lot of new artists too. Like,
Right.
Oh, he did the Dave East project last year, right?
Yeah,
Was that this year?
I think it was last year.
All right.
He's heavy in business and financial literacy as well, right?
Yeah, he got a couple. The Juice Bars, him and Kiss, they got the Juice Bars.
You're doing pull-ups all over the place,
Yeah.
push-ups.
Yeah,
Shout out to
for
them
sure.
boys.
Shout out to D Block for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So, give me the top 4 hoopers, Rashad from Westchester. Where we go? Ben Gordon and I'm lost. I don't know.
Yeah.
What we got? Who we got?
Well, I'll start with my era because, especially
You
like
don't get in trouble.
when you talk about Mount Vernon, there's a long history of hoopers like Gus Moore and Lowe's Moore, Gus Williams, Scooter McRae.
Gus Williams that played for the Seattle?
Yeah.
Oh, he was nice.
From
I actually
Vernon.
hooped with him when he was older.
Oh, word?
He was killing it like 60.
Mount Vernon.
Yeah.
Mount Vernon has a rich history in basketball, and that's all over the country. Like they've always produced. So, but I'll talk about like from my era, Ben Gordon, definitely
Yes.
Ben Gordon.
Fab just dissed him too.
Oh no,
I
that was
saw it,
crazy.
I told him like, why you do that?
And I'm a Bulls fan
That's
too.
crazy. It's crazy. I heard that. I'm like, yo, that's a cheap shot.
Yeah, he ain't do that to my guy.
Ben Gordon definitely. Of course, Elton Brand.
Is that? Oh, Poughkeepsie.
Peekskill.
Peekskill. That's
Peekskill.
number 4.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it's Westchester.
It's on the outskirts, right?
It's
North-
Westchester.
northern.
Yeah.
Got you.
For sure. Okay, we got to go with
There's a couple. Can we put Kev Jones, Kilpatrick in there? Kilpatrick made it to the league.
Sean Kilpatrick made it to the league. That's a fact. He did make it to the league. Who else? There's a.
At what level?
What about the kid from
Any level,
Virginia?
just
What about the kid from Virginia?
The 4 greatest.
Tyler Guy,
Huh?
the one who just won the national championship.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tyler Guy. He's up. I wouldn't put him in the
No,
top
what's
10.
his name?
Isn't it Tyler Guy?
No.
No. Tyler Guy is the 2 guard. It's the point guard.
Yeah. You know, Virginia, the Virginia point guard.
Ty Jerome.
Wait,
Ty Jerome.
Ty Jerome.
Wait, I thought they're from the city.
Nah,
Nah,
Ty
he's
Jerome from New Rochelle.
He's from New Rochelle.
He's from
Oh,
New
is
Rochelle.
he?
Yeah. He's a New Rochelle kid. He just went to Iona. I mean, Iona Prep's in New Rochelle, but yeah, he's a New Rochelle kid.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, all right. In the last 20 years,
He actually played good yesterday with Phoenix. I was watching him.
Yeah, he's all right. He's all right. He
Yeah.
got like that little crafty.
You think he'll
game.
last in the league?
Yeah, because he got a crafty game.
Eric Pascal's good too.
Dobbsbury.
He's doing his thing
That's
right
true.
now. He's from Westchester. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I mean, I don't know.
Rashad, you seem to be struggling,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Ben Gordon,
For sure.
and Elton Brand definitely.
On a high school level though, we got to put like Mookie Williams.
But he
The
didn't-
kid that went Syracuse.
Syracuse.
Yeah, he
Yes.
ain't make it. But from a high school,
I feel like he was
standpoint,
super talented but didn't care. That's
Yeah.
what it seemed like.
Syracuse was a bad fit for him.
Yeah, him, Kev Jones was tough.
It's all about the schools that you pick, I think.
Yeah,
You know that, Rashad. You've been through it.
That's a
Yeah.
fact. That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. But yeah, it's a lot. I don't know, man. It's a lot. I don't know. It's a difficult question, but
those guys for sure.
yeah, those guys for sure.
Got you. Okay. Rashad, man, Troy, I know you said you listened to Combos Court earlier, but Rashad actually called James Harden a choke artist last time.
Oh, we just had a conversation about him
Yeah, we
today.
just spoke about him today.
So what do you feel? Even if he drops off, because
Nah.
he's at 38 right now. If he drops off to the playoffs at 32, I mean,
I-
32 points a game,
I
he can
said
still
this.
be productive.
I told him this. I said, look, I'm gonna be honest with you, and like I'm a diehard Bulls fan. I said James Harden is the best offensive player that the NBA's ever seen.
Better than Jordan, better than Wilt.
Yeah, because from a Wilt, we'll take Jordan, and we'll go start with Wilt and then go to Jordan. From a Wilt standpoint, his range is limited to 8 feet around the basket. So like, yeah, he's gonna be able to dominate in that paint, but take him outside the free throw line, he can't be dominant.
So you look at versatility.
I'm looking at it all. So
Yeah.
like even Jordan, obviously he's Michael Jordan, but can he step back and hit the 3 like James Harden?
Yo, Will's face is killing me. Will's face is
Nah. Hear me out. I'm not saying better player. I'm not saying better
right,
player.
right,
I'm just
right,
saying offensively gifted, right?
Got
Like,
you.
This dude is doing step back threes.
Nah, he's special. I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
offensively,
Sure.
He gets to the line at a
he's-
different rate than everybody.
He's unstoppable. The thing, I think he has the second best handle in the league.
Kyrie's up there.
No, Kyrie has the best handle
Okay,
of all,
He's number one.
of all time. Of all time.
Pistol Pete.
Nah, skip.
No, Kyrie has the best handle of all. You know why?
NBA handle.
Not to get off track. Kyrie,
Shouts to Skip though, Combos Court
Nah,
veteran.
shout out to Skip. But the reason why he has the best handle of all time is that when you talk about ball handling, it's a 2-part process. It's actually ball handling, and then it's actually like finishing. That's part of ball handling too, right? Because it's like you can
And footwork for sure. All
of
that
that.
stuff. Yeah.
So he's the best finisher that we've ever seen. Like his
James over Kyrie?
no Kyrie.
I
Irving.
got you. Okay, I agree with that.
So when you mix his ball handling control with finish, because a lot of people have ball control but they can't finish.
Right.
But he finishes with either hand, and I've never seen anybody have that much control over the basketball before. So I say that to say I think James Harden is the second best ball handler in the league. So to have that ability to dribble like that and then to step back, shoot, sweep under, like his offensive ability is unparalleled.
Yeah.
I've never seen it. Like, because Jordan couldn't dribble like that. He was not a
No,
ball.
no,
he's
for
not, you know what I'm
sure.
saying? He's not a ball handler like that.
But you got to be fair to prior generations to not compare him to current generations because they have just so much more knowledge now. You know what I mean? Like players are now going to be able to learn. And I've said this: James Harden and Kyrie are going to change the game, and somebody's going to add on top of that. Does that necessarily mean those guys are better, or they just had more knowledge?
They're
you know?
better. Like it's like track. Track is a good sport because there's no debate if Usain Bolt is the best of all time.
That's true.
Because now with technology, you train. Now somebody's going to beat his record, but that's how it's supposed to be. Like sports advances. It's these sports that we can't gauge it, but it's obvious. Like you look at the 30s, like they're dribbling with, like they're shooting with 2 hands. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like obviously they can't compete at this level because the training, and it's just better. Like imagine what Kyrie would do in the 60s. It'd be embarrassing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Rashad, what would you do in this? I think you would get 30 in the 60s.
Probably.
Like imagine like somebody from the 80s trying to guard a guy like Kevin Durant. Like, you know what I'm saying?
come on, yeah.
Like it's like, I'm
It wouldn't
saying,
be fair.
if you really think about it, it's supposed to get better.
But
with
to be
time.
fair, though, he always argues this with me. Larry Bird would kill right now.
What is it? What do you mean?
Kill him.
Kill
like
what?
Be able to score the ball?
30, 10, and 10. With
Well,
all that space, the way he shot the basketball.
he's
getting 30.
He's a smart player.
he getting 30.
He's a smart player.
Yeah.
So there's always going to be room for a smart player.
Right. And Jordan would kill with nobody hand checking him.
Jordan's going to kill regardless. That's
Yeah.
different. Jordan's going to kill
But
regardless.
he might average more points today.
Well, the defense is different now.
And
of
on
course.
top of
But
that,
he'd have
would
to expand his range.
Who could he guard, though? Who could Jordan guard today? Because you can't hand check.
But he's an elite athlete.
He's
though.
elite. No, he's an elite defender.
But nobody can guard anybody in the league.
And to Troy's point, he would be working on that if that
Expanding
was
his
part
range.
of the game. You know,
Expanding his range.
like Scottie Pippen would just be a better knockdown corner shooter in today's game. He would just work on it. He'd be in the gym working on that.
Like there's
'Cause that's
certain like LeBron's a better basketball player than Michael Jordan, right?
I agree.
Yeah, no.
I
But
agree.
LeBron is
I
different.
think Jordan has the intangibles.
Jordan has the better career. LeBron is a better
I don't know
all-around basketball player.
We can't say that because LeBron's still playing at
Individual?
the highest level right now.
career.
Longevity,
Six championships, 6
but
MVPs, and all that.
But the
all that.
longevity now, like LeBron's still the best.
He's catching up with that part of the argument, but I don't think he's there yet because Jordan's career was ridiculous.
For how long?
Right.
Like,
No,
you know what I'm
longevity
saying?
he's catching. Yeah.
For how long?
Mike-
How long was Jordan? How long was Michael Jordan?
Well, 13, 14 years, right?
No.
You sure?
For the
10,
first
10 years? The first 10 years.
But nah, even when he came back, he was still MVP.
For
and
two years.
3
And
more.
you got to give him credit for averaging 20 at 40 years old. So that adds something to it. You know what I mean?
On the Wizards,
With
you
the
mean?
Wizards?
Yeah, yeah.
No, we don't.
Nah.
We don't talk about that.
That
Why
was-
not?
Nah, that part didn't count.
I want to see what LeBron looks like at 40, but his
He's
training is
almost
But he is.
Yeah.
But it's the equivalent.
Nah,
Nah, it's
30,
the-
36 at 40.
But look,
He's come
LeBron
in at high school.
at 18, so it's the equivalent. Like a guy comes in at 21, right? He's going to play more games. He's going to score more points. I don't know if from a team standpoint, yeah, he's won more finals and obviously 6-0. But from a individual standpoint, he's going to have more assists. He's going to have more rebounds and more points.
Like, look, imagine if Tom Brady was still the best quarterback in the league now. Like, he's good, but he's obviously
Didn't it just fall off recently? Like, wasn't it like this year?
This year, this is the first year he didn't make the Pro Bowl.
Right. It's like the first
But-
year he's not the best quarterback, right?
No, he wasn't the best quarterback last year.
Last year he wasn't.
Okay,
Mahomes was the best quarterback last year.
Okay.
The year before that, he wasn't the best quarterback either.
I mean, you won the Super Bowl.
But I'm just saying, like,
Stop.
LeBron is still the best. 1, 2. Like, it's crazy if you think about it. Like, look who he came in with. Chris Bosh done.
Retired.
Dwayne Wade done.
Retired.
Carmelo's out here getting buckets, though.
On the resurrection. On the resurrection.
I'm happy
Like, you
for
know
the
what I'm
guy.
saying?
I'm happy
Like,
for the
He's on the resurrection tour.
everybody that LeBron came in with is done or on their way out completely. And he's still number 1, number 2. Like, that's amazing.
No, for sure. It's amazing. What is he, 17?
17.
17
Yeah,
years.
17
And
years.
to me, he's the best player in the league.
To me,
And
I agree.
And Giannis hasn't took his crown because he hasn't proved it in the playoffs. And I don't think in the playoffs, when you're able to gear up on people, have a good game plan for people within a 7-game series, that he'll be as effective as LeBron.
So I'm glad you said that. To bring it back to James Harden. So that was my criticism of James Harden. Like, for somebody that talented, to somebody that just God-gifted ability, for his playoff performance is atrocious. Like, and it's no matter who you put with him, his overall playoff is so it's like I can't say he's an all-time great player when you just fizzle out every single. And he's had some of the worst playoff performances we've ever seen, ever.
And I think the reason for that is because he doesn't get his teammates involved. So for the same reason, once you start have a game plan in the playoffs and other guys aren't in rhythm and they're no longer threats, it makes it harder for you.
But I mean, it also has to do with him carrying the team the entire year, and now
that's it. But
you know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
his decision to do
his
that.
fault.
Yeah.
I watched him yesterday. Like, literally, I mean, he was killing yesterday. But everybody's watching him. He's dribbling 18 times. He stepped back every single time. Now he comes over half court. Like, so it's literally you just watch him. That's it. So it's like,
yeah, you can't. How hard is that? As a player, if there's just one guy shooting every time, it's hard to get in the rhythm.
Exactly. So it's like if he has the off night, I mean, what do? They got Westbrook now, so we'll see how that works out. But
that's a changer.
Yeah, I mean, he's great. I don't know if he helps their spacing. I mean, he's doing better now though.
Yeah.
Westbrook?
Yeah, he's playing better.
Yeah.
That's why I said him the other day. Like, Doc Rivers was just like, "Yo, we forgot that they had another MVP on the floor. Like, he just scored 40 on the Clippers, and they beat them."
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, like,
and he's moving well. He's looking like the old Westbrook in terms of explosiveness.
When they get healthy, and Capella's fully healthy, and PJ Tucker starts knocking down shots like he's supposed to, they're gonna be tough.
Yeah. To sum up the Harden thing, you don't believe he'll win a championship. For sure.
Nah, it's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
Championships.
I got the Lakers this year. What do you guys got?
Lakers.
Yeah. L, who you got, L?
You got Lakers?
There you go.
I'm gonna go Clippers.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Clippers.
Not bad. Paul George, man, his game is he's
I just believe
he's dead nice. Like, he's underrated.
what I saw from Kawhi last year. I'm like, all right, that's a switch. Like, the switch he hit in the playoffs, it was like, all right, this guy's different.
Right.
I need to see like somebody stop that, because nobody can stop that.
His mid ranges.
It's gonna be a good series.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good series between them and the Lakers.
Would it be that good if those guys don't get hurt? Like, would everybody be saying that Kawhi is as good as if that scenario doesn't happen?
No, obviously not.
If
That changes the
Golden
narrative.
State doesn't get hurt, I think Golden State wins the championship. I'm just saying he killed.
He's saying that we wouldn't even be having this conversation, even though he's the same level player. We wouldn't be having this conversation if the Warriors stayed healthy. And
But
then
what
the
about
Warriors
it? What
won.
if he would have stayed healthy 3 years ago when they purposely injured him?
They were up 20.
They was up 20 points.
Yeah.
That's true.
I mean, he killed in the finals when LeBron was in Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
He was
Kawhi,
that- you know what I'm
Kawhi,
To sum it up, if he wins it this year, that's 3 championships on 3 teams. That's pretty crazy.
That's different.
Yeah.
He's different.
It's elite.
Yeah.
It's elite level. But what if LeBron wins this year, 3 championships for 3 teams, him?
Well, I'm not going to compare Kawhi to LeBron, even though some are. Me personally, like,
Nah,
LeBron's on a different level to me.
Nah, it's different.
You know
Right
what I
now,
mean?
right now, yeah.
Different
Right
conversation.
now, and just overall career,
Overall,
everything.
yeah,
yeah.
overall, yeah, that's a fact.
He's in
And the
different.
thing that LeBron does better than anybody, he just uplifts the whole franchise, uplifts the whole team. He could do more with less than anybody,
Exactly.
ever.
Yes.
I think this is the one scenario where he doesn't uplift the franchise.
I think he will this year.
No, but he doesn't. It's the Lakers, regardless.
No,
Like,
he means
I
uplift the morale of the players. Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
everything.
the players.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm just saying,
everything.
like, literally, like Cleveland. That's a lift the franchise.
I see what you're saying. It has so
Yeah.
much history with Kareem
Yeah,
and
it's like-
Magic. I see what you're
but
saying.
Yeah.
Just the players. Like
Yeah.
he's a leader that is a friendly leader. Like
Right.
Kobe was a violent leader. Like, you know what I mean,
He is a friendly guy. LeBron is he's Taco Tuesdays.
Yeah,
man, you know,
exactly. He
having
bring-
fun on the stories.
Exactly.
Yo,
It's like-
Kobe's a violently. Yo, this guy. We used to battle. Like, I used to show up your crib like screaming Kobe's name. Like, you wouldn't answer his phone when they was winning championships. He wouldn't. He blocked me. I show up at his door.
You know,
Kobe.
Rashad was a big point guard, man. He's a
Yo, he
LeBron
hated-
guy. He's not
Yo,
a.
he
you know
does
what I mean?
not, did not like Kobe. But his mom used to say, like, Troy, why you gotta do this to him right now? He y'all already won. Like, just leave him alone. 3 days later, he'll call me like, what's up? I'm like, you gonna act like they didn't just win the championship?
There's some diehard Kobe guys there's some people that say Kobe's the greatest ever, and I'm like, yeah, he was great, but
I can't co-sign that.
but I know you have some friends that think that.
Yeah, a lot of people. Some
Yeah.
people. I've heard. Kevin Durant said that. He said that he couldn't say that Jordan was better. Like they're 1A, 1B.
A lot of guys.
I'm like,
I
oh.
can't believe I can't believe KD really thinks that though.
Yeah.
Or is he just talking? I don't know. But let's finish up with this before we get out of here. Tell me more about EYL University and yeah, man. I'm interested, man. I see
Oh,
the
it's
growth
dope. It's
and
dope.
and I've seen everything from the beginning because I knew Rashad for a while and I really appreciate you guys being here. But tell me more about EYL. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Yeah, EYL University. So it's an online educational platform that we
Okay.
have. So a lot of times, like we bring so many different people on the podcast, and everything from educate people on trucking, investing in mobile home stocks, everything really. So it's like, people they get such an education for free from the podcast, but they want extended platform for education. So we decided to launch the EYL University, which is an online platform, and it's 3 classes a week. And what we do is that we have different speakers come on, and they teach Zoom classes, and we teach classes too. And this is an interactive situation. So like they teach a Zoom, and now you get to actually interact with these people that you might have seen on the podcast.
Raise
right?
your hand, ask questions, all
Yeah.
that.
So
Dope.
now, so it's a different way to learn. It's like being in a classroom. That's why we call it EYL University. It's like actually being in a classroom, and you can actually stop them, ask them a question. So it's real time learning. There's 3 classes every single week. We're working on the 4th class starting in January. EYL Espanol,
Yeah,
all
strictly
Spanish.
Spanish.
Yeah, and so yeah, that's something that we're really excited about. And then with that, they get access to all of our live workshops via live stream, and they get some other bonuses as well. They get written content, and we just keep updating and adding to it. So EYL University is something that we're really, really excited about, and encourage everybody to check it out because, especially if you're into learning, it never stops. And just because you're not at a traditional university doesn't mean that you can't be educated. And a lot of people have said that our podcast has been more beneficial than going to college. Like
4 years of
And the
business. school.
podcast is free. That's
Exactly,
great.
exactly, for sure. So
It's dope, man, and it's crazy because like we used to call it a university when we were doing the podcast, and every time somebody would come, we would call them alumni. And so
That's
we were
dope.
like,
yeah, I like that.
all right,
You
let's
guys are Combos Court alumni.
yeah, so exactly. So now, like, when everybody comes back, it's like, yo, we got alumni teaching.
That's
So
dope.
it's dope. And everything's archived, too. So it's like Monday night, you had something to do. You can go back Tuesday afternoon or Saturday afternoon when you got some free time and catch the class. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, man. EYL University is the way for education, man.
yeah, it's the new wave for sure.
Yeah.
EYL University, go check that out. Rashad, where can we find you on social media, man? And Troy, where can we find you?
I'll go first because I know you're going to find him easy. I mean, Earn Your Leisure, obviously, but I have my own Instagram page. It was kind of crazy. Like, he was like, yo, you got to grow your page. I'm like, yo, I'm just kind of, I got 2 kids. I got a wife, man. Like, people sliding in my DMs. Like, it gets crazy. So I was like, yo, I'll just post every now and then. And like I said, anything I see, I just throw to him, let him do the magic, man. So Troy Millings on Instagram and on Twitter, but most importantly, Earn Your Leisure.
You on Twitter?
I am on Twitter.
Okay.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
I you know when I got Twitter? When we was doing cryptocurrency. And I was following everybody who was in that field. So yeah.
We delved in it a little bit. A little bit.
Yeah.
Made a few shekels. Got out, yeah.
Somewhere that's I gotta get
It's in the air still. His
Yeah,
money-
yeah,
his
yeah.
money's in
I
the
might
air.
throw it there. We wait for it to come back.
Yo, we were doing all kinds of crazy stuff, copying, pasting, links, and
Oh, we know that struggle very well.
Know very well. For
So
sure.
Rashad, where can we find you, man?
Yeah, so Earn Your Leisure, first and foremost, across all social media platforms, as Troy said, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Earn Your Leisure, all one word. And then my own personal handle is Rashad Bilal, my name. Rashad Bilal on Facebook, Rashad Bilal on Instagram. And yeah, those are the Instagram mainly. That's like my thing that I'm on the most. And yeah,
You're not lying.
That's where
Working, man.
That's where we're at.
Rashad's working. You
Yeah.
been getting some sleep, Rashad, or what?
I'm trying to for sure.
All
Getting
right.
a little better at that. Oh, I don't know when this is gonna come out either, but we got an event, a huge event in Atlanta coming out on the January 25th and 26th. So if you're interested, check that out. It's on our website, earnyourleisure.com. But that's gonna be dope. That's gonna be really
Dope.
dope.
I like Atlanta a lot.
Atlanta's
It's a good
going
place.
crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
we've
good
been out there a
place.
few times this year.
Yeah.
It's always been good to us.
For sure, you guys are traveling, man. That's good. And thank you for being here. Thank you for coming to Combos Court. I really appreciate you guys, and I see the growth. I love it, man. I love it.
Nah,
Yeah,
thank you for
tying-
having us, man.
We
Appreciate
tying
it.
it all together, man. Sports and entertainment and business.
And you
So,
guys,
so.
you guys are always welcome back on the show. Let's talk soon, man. Let's do it again soon.
Yeah, we official alumni now.
Yes, sir. Rashad,
Yo, appreciate it.
Troy,
Bro, appreciate you.
we out of here.
Yeah.
Peace.